Hello students, welcome to Business Statistics class. I am Professor Sushila Kikshetty. So in today's class, we will begin with the first unit, that is binomial and Poisson distribution. So before we directly begin with binomial distribution, let us understand what are these theoretical distribution meaning. So we know that in frequency distribution, they can be classified into two types. One is observed frequency distribution and the other one is theoretical or expected frequency distribution. So in observed frequency distribution, these are based on observations and experiments. Suppose we can take 10 students and we can note their marks in the first internal. So this is what we are observing, and this type of distribution is known as observed frequency distribution. Here we are individually noting the marks of all the 10 students in all the subjects. So here the marks obtained are nothing but frequencies. So such distribution are called as observed frequency distribution. So this is the one type of classification. But then comes theoretical distributions. So theoretical distributions are deduced mathematically on the basis of previous experiences or some theoretical considerations. Here theoretical consideration means we are assuming some restrictions or some theory using mathematics and probability so that we can derive the required frequencies. Hence it is called as expected frequencies or theoretical distributions. So theoretical distributions are originated according to certain theoretical assumptions and restrictions. So theoretical probability distributions are derived using the theory of probability for the outcomes of conceptual experiment. So the probability distribution of a discrete random variable is known as discrete probability distribution, and the probability distribution of a continuous random variable is known as continuous probability distribution. I assume you guys know what is random variable, what is discrete random variable, and what is continuous random variable. We had studied all this in your third semester, third chapter in random variable concept. So let me quickly revise it. A random variable is nothing but you assign a real number to every sample point in the sample space. Suppose you are tossing a coin. So what will be the sample points? Either you will get head or tail. So here if you want to check the probability of getting head, then x will be equal to 0 or x will be equal to 1. If x is 0, then we can say that head does not appear, and if x equal to 1, then we can say head appears. So the 0 or 1 is called as random variable. You assign a real number to every sample point in the sample space. So if that variable takes values with a discrete number, then it is called as discrete random variable. So random variable whose range is uncountably infinite, then it is called as continuous random variable. In discrete random variable, the values are finite, and in continuous random variable, they are uncountably infinite. And please remember what is probability mass function. Go through the definition and also read all these theory part of probability which will be required. So now there are two types of distribution. One is discrete probability distribution and one is continuous probability distribution. The need of this theoretical distribution is in some experiments you can't wait for the observations or experiment to be done every single time. Suppose you want to check how a medicine works on certain patients, then you can't give that medicine to all 100 people you have and then decide whether the medicine works or not. Instead of that, what we do is we just take out of 100, 10 patients, we give that medicines to them, and based on the results obtained, we will decide whether the medicine works for all the 100 patients or not, or what is the probability that it works or not. So to decide this, we undergo some theoretical part based on some assumptions and restrictions. So this is the advantage of theoretical distributions. So there are many types of theoretical distributions. Some of them are Bernoulli distribution, binomial distribution, Poisson distribution, normal distribution, chi-square distribution, and student's t distribution. And apart from this, there are many other probability distributions. For your syllabus, you have binomial distribution, Poisson distribution, and normal distribution. In this, binomial, Poisson are discrete probability distribution, and normal distribution is a continuous probability distribution. And as I listed over here, the first three are discrete, the next three are continuous probability distribution. But for your syllabus, you have just these three distributions. So in today's class, we will start with binomial distribution, and we will not solve problems in this class, but we will understand what is binomial distribution, what are the important definitions and properties of binomial distribution. So binomial distribution is discovered by James Bernoulli, and this is a discrete probability distribution. So the definition of binomial distribution is a probability distribution which has the following probability mass function is called a binomial distribution. So this is the PMF, which is probability mass function of a binomial distribution, and it is denoted as NCX P raised to x Q raised to n minus x, where x can take values 0, 1, 2, so on till n, and P lies between 0 and 1, and Q is equal to 1 minus P, and this is NCX. I hope you guys remember the formula for combination. So NCX is nothing but n factorial divided by n minus x factorial into x factorial. Earlier we had used NCR or NCX, which remains the same. So here the variable x is discrete and it is called as binomial variate. This x is discrete and it is called binomial variate, and it can take values 0, 1, 2 up to so on till n. So here a binomial distribution with parameters n and p is denoted by b. In bracket you have to write x comma n comma p, or you can just denote it as b of n comma p. Here n and p are parameters. So parameters is nothing but it is a numerical characteristic which is used in that distribution. So here n and p are the parameters of a binomial distribution. So please remember this: p of x is equal to ncx into p raised to x into q raised to n minus x. In the question they will give n, they will give p. So if p is given, then you can easily find out q, which is 1 minus p, and x will be mentioned, which will be the question itself. X is nothing but the question itself. And always remember the range of x is 0, 1, 2 up till n. So we will see in the problems how to calculate when x is 0 or when x is 1 and so on. But just remember this definition, it is important, and we will be using this throughout the chapter. And x is a discrete variable and it is called as binomial variate. So now let us see properties of binomial distribution. So the first property is about the parameters. Here n and p are the parameters of binomial distribution. The second property is of the range of a binomial distribution. The range is denoted by x, which takes the value 0, 1, 2 up to so on till n. Note that here 0 is included, the range includes 0. For Bernoulli distribution, the range is nothing but 0 and 1. For a binomial distribution, it is 0, 1 up till n. The third property is, for a binomial distribution, mean is NP. Mean is also denoted by expectation of x. So, for binomial distribution, mean is NP, variance is NPQ, and standard deviation, we know standard deviation is square root of variance. So, here we have variance as NPQ, therefore, standard deviation is square root of NPQ. The fourth property is, mean is always greater than variance for a binomial distribution, because here NP is nothing but mean, is always greater than NPQ, because we know the parameter P lies between 0 and 1 and Q also lies between 0 and 1. Hence, always remember, for a binomial distribution, mean is greater than variance. So, this can be asked for 2 marks. The fifth property is, if P equal to Q equal to half, or if P is 50% and Q is 50%, then the binomial distribution is symmetrical or non-skew. This we have studied in your skewness chapter, 3rd semester. So, we know when a distribution is said to be symmetrically distributed, or when a distribution is positively skewed, negatively skewed. We have studied this concept. So, for a binomial distribution, if P and Q are equal to half or 0.5 or 50%, then binomial distribution is symmetrical. If P is less than half, or if P can take any value which is less than 0.5 or 50%, then the binomial distribution is said to be positively skewed. And if P is greater than half or greater than 0.5, then the distribution is negatively skewed. So, this is the properties of binomial distribution. This can be asked for 2 marks or 5 marks. You can write these properties. Now, let us see examples for binomial variate. The first example is, number of heads obtained in 4 tosses of a coin. Number of female children in a family of 3 children. So, the outcome might be either there is 1 female child, 2 female child, or all the 3 children are female, or there is a possibility that all the 3 children are male. Here x can take 0, 1, 2, 3. X takes 0 if there are all male child. X takes 1 if out of 3 children 1 child is female. X takes 2 if out of 3 2 childs are female, and x takes the value 3 if all the children are female. So, in such cases we use binomial distribution. The next example is, number of bombs hitting a target among 3 bombs which are aimed at it. So, here when you are trying to hit a target using the 3 bombs, there is a possibility that all the 3 bombs which you throw at that target may not hit it, or there is a possibility that among 3 only 1 target or only 1 bomb may hit the target, or both might, or 2 bombs can hit a target, or all the 3 bombs can hit the target. Again, x can take the value 0, 1, 2 and 3. The next example is, number of defective articles in a random sample of 5 articles drawn from a manufactured lot. So, here we are seeing how many articles are damaged out of 5 articles. The next example is, number of seeds germinating among 10 seeds which were sown. So, apart from this, there are many real life examples where you can use binomial distributions. I want you guys to check those, and if you are interested, you can go in YouTube and search videos based on binomial distribution, or you can search in Google real life examples of binomial distribution. This is an interesting topic, so it is a fun topic also. So in today's class we studied theory part of binomial distribution, and from next class we will solve problems based on this distribution. Please remember what is mean, what is variance, and the most important thing is remember the PMF of a binomial distribution. So that's it for today's class. Thank you.